There are many variables involved in creating a beautiful looking commercial, and all of this comes down in pre-production. And I feel like a lot of people can't seem to grasp that. And of course, a lot of people don't understand that. So I just want to break through my steps in how I am able to create good visuals that I'm very happy with, but all the work that went into all of that, which is, what a lot of people don't tend to see. Now, first of all, when a client reaches out to me, the first thing I want to see a mood board. I want to see some creative. I want to have something for me to visualize and get an idea of what they want to achieve. And of course, we have to get on a call. Whichever comes first, get on the call, start talking about visuals, start seeing what they want. What is the goal with the video? What is the look? After a call, if it all works out, then I can kind of gauge what we're doing. Usually there's already a location, or I might be involved all the way from the pre-production to see what else I can add to it. Because if I have 4 options, one house has 100 windows, one house has 1, and we're going for a moody look, I might go for the one with 1 window, depending on my crew size. So these variables will affect a lot in terms of time that's going to take to prep, to get set, to the day of and before, just so you can actually walk away with something that looks like we intended. Now, ideally, there is a budget because location scouting does take time. Even though if it's an hour or 2, it's still another hour to drive there and another hour to drive back. So I essentially lose at least half a day. But location scouting will permit us to know, again, the windows, the electrical, where camera is going to live, all the variables that come down the day of that you don't want to deal with, because I've been there where we have no clue where the camera is gonna be. We have no idea in blocking because there was no budget or time for pre-production. And yes, we do walk away with great stuff still. We're able to do it and make it work, but the time that it takes us to that is much longer rather than spending the money, spending the time in order to have at least the DP, ideally with the gaffer, in order to walk through the locations and everybody is on the same page. So pre-production, it is so important, and it can cost you to miss your day, which you don't ever want that to happen. After scouting, it really all depends to what the budget is, again, and what client is expecting from me, because I ideally would love to take a look at what our time limits are, because it could take 30 minutes to light something super easy with crew. It could take an hour or 2 to get a really intense lighting setup depending on location. So having an idea and at least some form of an opinion on, hey, we will need at least 1 to 2 hours for the first shot in order to make sure we light it properly. So having a say in the shot list, or at least being able to be a part of that creation, will also tend to help the day. Now, of course, after that, it all comes down to the prep, because we need to make sure we have the right gear and the right amount of gear. So this, again, if I'm coming in as a cinematographer or the gaffer with gear, we start sourcing and seeing what we need to get prepped for the day. So these are all the things that really encompass, especially and more specifically, in the lighting side of a project. Some projects can be huge where you have to create a massive setup or light a 360 space. So we're going to need way more power in order to light from the exteriors or be able to rig to some part of the house. And all of that takes time, and time is money. So on your next project, make sure you go through this list and try to have a feel for what is expected, what is the scope, what is the goal of the spot, because every spot is different. I work from things where I show up the day of and we light a really quick interview because there was no time for prep, and I got hit up a couple days or a day before for the project, right? And I'm on other stuff where it takes a week or 2 of prep between calls and the heads of departments in order to have everything that we are going to need and make sure everybody knows what they are doing the day of. My name is Jesus Martinez, and I'm a San Diego cinematographer and production house owner. I do own a lighting company, which I also gaff with my own gear, but feel free to reach out if you have any projects in San Diego or have any questions in regards to production or so. I'm always happy to help out. I'll be linking everything down there. And if you learned something, please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get back on YouTube, and I need a little more motivation to start making all of these videos on top of my actual work. So yeah, hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.